Legacy Wave 3 in under 60 minutes. Let's go. G1 Axlegrease in over 60 seconds. Let's go. Call it from the heavens and tell my mum I'm not coming home for dinner. It's the fucking first of the Junkion retools, and what is it? Why, it's an AI generated Batmobile, of course. Well, it's either that or it's Beetlejuice's spunk truck. Now, being a retool of Scrap Hook, they've changed the vehicle, but all they've really changed was the back. Like, genuinely, I think that's all they changed was these back pieces, because there's not really much difference. You know, most of it's just in the paint with the blues and the purples and the new engine block, which is all really very nice. And I'm sure if you're like me, you're wondering, oh, but Joe, you've made this new figure. What are you going to repaint this one into? And old Joe Asbro out here slick thinking, I ain't going to tell you shit. Oh, fuck. Now, in case you were unconvinced or unsure, Axlegrease here is the first female Decepticon Junkion, which is kind of weird when you actually think about it, because I always thought the Junkions were their own group, but I suppose it makes sense because Retgar had an Autobot symbol and they ended up allying themselves with the Autobots instead of allying themselves with the Decepticons. But then did they only align themselves with the Autobots because they didn't want to be aligned with the Unicron? Because when they were introduced, it was in the same story as Unicron, and their only exposure to the Decepticons was alongside Unicron, and they probably went, nah, we're not working for Unicron. So I don't know, I never really thought about it until now. And all the proof you need is right here. Her white brain is on show. Like someone spilled fucking paint on her brain. Or at least I hope that's paint, or things are about to get a lot more fucking tragic for Axlegrease. Oh yeah, I suppose the Decepticon symbol in the purple and dark blue colour scheme kind of allude to what I need to say. But no, Axlegrease is a retool of Scrap Hook, does exactly what I'd want her to. Still retains the engine block gun gimmick, even though it's a different engine block. I'm not hating, I'm just saying, I just think this year the engine block guns have been a little bit lackluster. Like, this one just looks like a bit of cake that's been bitten into. But then again, so does Axlegrease. Also new to this edition of this mold are these gun things. They look okay until you realise that they're sloped. Then they kind of start just shitting the bed in the hand. And, like, just imagine someone trying to hold you up with this thing, but not realising that it tips at an angle. Instant fucking vasectomy cannon in the wrong hands. Or the right ones. Wahey. I feel like the fairest thing to say about Axlegrease is that she was probably the best use of the Junkion idea. Well, at least up to that point anyway. But I'm sorry, I just don't think you could really get me to give much of a fuck about this gimmick. I don't know, I've seen people do some cool things with these, but I'm just kind of like, why did they have to be weaponizers? Why couldn't they have just been normal releases? Like, I think that would have been more interesting to do with them, but I know nothing, me. I'm just another armchair critic that talks about this stuff like they know what's going on, when really, none of us know what's going on. In the eternally black void that we happen to call the Transformers YouTube community. Fucking love the animators though, they're the goats. G1 Beachcomber and Paradise Parakeet in over 60 seconds, let's go. I'm not even kidding you, that's how it's actually released in branding. Look, there's the other half of the set right there. Give my goddamn camera the stink eye, you little fuck. For the uninitiated, Beachcomber is a long-awaited release, having not seen a figure since 2018's Power of the Primes. And I think this is the first mini-bot that I can say definitively without shadow of a doubt they fucking cooked. His alt mode, while nothing special and not exactly perfect in any meaningful way, is so ridiculously solid, it's not even funny. You know, just like your dad at your mum's funeral. Outside of some wonky weapon storage that I'm sure you could recontextualize to mean something else, everything about him just works. Built-in seats. Rubber tires for a very smooth roll. I don't even know if you can hear that. Parrot storage for the obvious selling point of the set. Yeah, there's nothing really bad to say about this alt mode. I'm trying really hard not to just repeat the 2-minute review I filmed about a year ago. While Beachcomber gets dressed, let's just have a look at the Paradise Parakeet. From this side, he looks almost normal, albeit with paint chipping on one side. But from this side, poor bastard, what happened to you? He's made of this soft rubber. I think he might be Blast Effect compatible, you know? I can't believe Joe Hasbro's backhandedly just gave us the first confirmed bird launcher in the world. Fly high, Please tell us what you find on Proxima Centauri B. Yeah, this is what we came for. Indeed, after we take stock in the Hanson brothers, we can zoom out and have a look at the rest of Beachcomber. The articulation in his legs is exactly what you'd expect. He comes with all the standard articulation down there. But his arms have more hindrances. Oh boy, we fucking love our hindrances here. Moving past his elbows, which are pretty decent all things considered, let's talk about his shoulders and his wrists. His wrists have the issue in that they are articulated, but they're trapped behind this much vehicle detail, and that while he can hold stuff, they're not really worth having. And thanks to some big lovely not rubber tires on his shoulders, they don't really have the fullest range of motion. They go round all the way, but as soon as you try and fan his shoulders out, like he's being fucking crucified for crimes against nature, you can't really do it. Not really game-breaking, but more just mildly annoying. He also comes with weapon storage, now out of storage. His grill transforms into a pistol of some description, and that looks nice until you realise that it's been painted in gloss black. I don't know, that just kind of changes things a little bit. It's just a bit too oily. Guys, I just made a shocking discovery. When you put the initials of these two together, Beachcomber and Parakeet, you get BP. BP's an oil company renowned for their big fuck-ups where they spill fucking millions of gallons of oil into the ocean. I think we're about to have a big fucking problem on our hands thanks to this guy. A big fucking problem. Cap it all off with some nice paint applications around the chest area, and you've pretty much got Beachcomber in entirety. A solid, if bland, figure. No real issues, no real praise. Which, if all you want out of your Transformers is a solid experience, then I wholeheartedly recommend the Parakeet, baby. Oh yeah, peak 2023. G1 Devcon in over 60 seconds. Let's go. Space Tampon. Armada Megatron in over 60 seconds. Let's go. Okay, we'll actually say some stuff about Devcon. It's kind of just this goofy spaceship, to be quite honest. There's not really much to say. He's got some red painted elements scattered throughout the back of the ship just to kind of break things up. 4 thrusters for getting that extra long distance. Hey baby, have you ever joined the Lightyear High Club? I may not be a most professional bounty hunter, but I know a few ways to skin a pussy. I don't know why Devcon's French or a man slut, but you know what? I'm gonna run with it. Also got weapon storage where you just mount his gun at the front. It's nothing exceptional, but it's there. Oh, oui, monsieur. Yeah, just a fairly straightforward, goofy spaceship that does the job. Not very swooshable, but then neither's your grandmother. And there's no landing gear because landing gear is for holes. I am completely dropping that gimmick now. I am so sorry. Bonjour, je m'appelle Chez Baguette. Well, I'm sorry, I had to get that last one out there. It's too funny a quote. Now we've got Devcon into his robot mode. I think 2 things immediately, and I have a feeling you probably already know what both of them are going to be. First of all, he should have shared a mold with this guy. What can I say? There's a certain elegance about the SS Scourge mold over the SS Blur mold. And honestly, I think it's the red boots, but just fucking Homelander. You know, breast milk addiction, Ashley look at me, Yummers looking ass. I mean, to be fair to that one, he can fly, granted. The distance from those to his head would say mind the gap. So f that, I've got a slightly better alternative. Rocket boots. Tell me what kid in the 80s didn't want a pair of boots that could make him fly? I mean, granted, there's Michael Jackson, he just wanted the kid in the 80s. Also, he robs from Peak a little bit by having a thruster that turns into his hand. Now all I'm seeing is fucking Mega Man. Also, he comes with one of those big ass fucking massage tools in the form of a gun, but in silver, so you know it's a gun. Granted, I imagine this also helps with cramps just by shooting the tissue away. Can't get cramps in your abdomen if I shoot a fucking hole in it. Bang, and your stomach's gone. I don't know, Devcon's just this really weird design. He got this goofy Captain America build based on a character who appeared in one episode in G1. Apparently they wanted to include a little guy with him, but they couldn't because budget. He's just a fucking strange release for the main line anyway. I'm surprised he wasn't a Gen Select. Oh, you know, a Gen Select repaint of someone who's in the room with us now. But there's nothing really bad I can say about him. He's fine. If you want Superboy and you can actually track one down, because apparently this guy was a cunt to find, crack on. At the end of the day, he's a fun retool of a decent mold, just like your mum. Armada Megatron in over 60 seconds. Let's go. I know what girls want. Girls want their SS-86 Megatron to be a retool of this charming motherfucker when they say that SS-86 Megs will be a tank. It's a fucking glorious H-tank with fucking rabid claws in the middle. It's also got a turret that can spin some of the way and go up and down. What's not to love? I mean, I imagine the curve on that barrel probably isn't to love. You should probably check out a doctor about that, mate. I can't help it. I'm just a sucker for this tank mode. It's just fun and stupid in all the greatest ways. That faithful green with the headlights and whatever the fuck these silver things are supposed to be. Teeth. That's what they are now. They're teeth. You know, before you get back here to back teeth. And as you'd expect, it comes with more painted detail throughout the figure, including but not limited to just silver fucking paint all over the shop, really. I feel like the orange stripe in the middle is some reference to Megatron having to have an orange tip barrel without actually giving him the orange tip. Honestly, I'd get up on stage and slap you if you did that to me at the Academy Awards. Also, it's having a really fucking hard time, but you can see the purple Decepticon insignia. I'm just having to fuck with my camera settings just to try and get this thing to show up. Like, holy shit. There you go. Now you can see it. I was about to say take my word for it, and it turned out I was fucking correct anyway. For once in my life, I feel like a fucking hero. What a sad, empty feeling. Anyway, I love this fucking handsome guy. This is more about the actual design, but I love where Armada Optimus still looks like Optimus. With Megatron, they just went, nah, fuck it. How far off the rails can we go? Fucking meaty shoulder towers. Demonic stag beetle antlers attached to his helmet. Erect on command as opposed to always carrying it around on his arm. Now, of course, this can't be a toy review if I don't complain, so here's my main complaint with this Megatron. This is the forward and backwards motion in his arm. That's his range. Like, why the actual fuck does this keep happening? And it's even worse because meaty shoulder towers don't articulate in any way apart from like that. And as some smart arse pointed out, technically the shoulders never articulated until he was Galvatron. So if the United Galvatron repaint doesn't come with articulated meaty shoulder towers, then Joe Hasbro's gonna hear the fucking Doom music as I walk up to his office. Apart from that, everything else is as you expect with him. He has the hands molded 2 different ways, including this one, which is a special hand. Take my strong hand, fellow millennials. Yeah, as a result of being the Legacy remaster, he doesn't come with a lot of the play features that the original one had, which honestly, I don't mind. But there will be those that do. Like, I'm just saying, the potential was right there. I don't know how technically accurate this is, both to everything and the lore, but I don't want to hear it. This whole setup is just unnecessarily dumb and fucking cool. I don't know, I just love finally having an Armada Megatron, because this guy was my Megatron, and I never got to own the original. I don't even remember ever seeing it. On top of all this, he comes with the bog standard good paintwork, good detail, and nothing really too much to single out for praise or complaint, aside from them. And to be fair, like I said, that fucking head is just diabolical. Like, it looks like he's following you, doesn't it? Yeah, spooky cunt. Lovely leader class shenanigans. Now let's wrap this up, shall we? Not the busiest wave we've had of the lineup so far, but that's not necessarily a bad thing. The good thing here is everything has something to offer, and they have a good balance of reuses and new molds. The new molds achieve some wonderful stuff. The retools manage to work very well with what they start off with and improve on that. But now it's time to move on from this slot to embrace Legacy Evolution's by far most dangerously sexual experience to date. Let's fucking go.